Hey guys, and welcome to Petrol, and welcome to my Mini John Cooper Works Roadster and the Abarth 695 Rivale. Now, I've had this car this week from Abarth UK, and it's quite interesting because clearly it's a pretty big competitor to my Mini, and I want to ask the question this week whether or not this could be a candidate for a Mini replacement. And I'm thinking, how can I do this? Well, there's only one way. We need to have a game of top trumps. I shall be ably assisted during the making of this video by two special guests. First of all, we have Abarthist Ped. Hey there guys, my name is Abarthist Ped. And then on this side we have JCW Ped. Hey guys, JCW Ped here. So just as in Top Trumps, I have a list of characteristics, features, specifications for both cars. We're going to compare like for like, add up the score at the end and see which car wins. So I think we need to start with the most important one, power. So underneath the bonnet of this little Abarth is a 1.4 four-cylinder turbocharged engine with 180 PS. Sorry mate, I think I'm going to win that one. Power from this 1.6 turbocharged four-cylinder, 211 PS. But torque, the twisting force, is just as important, so let's see which one wins on torque. Little car, big torque figure, 250 Newton meters. Oh dear, I'm going to win that one as well. Torque output, 280 Newton meters. Now they are both very small cars, but which one is the lightest? So let's check out curb weight. So the Mini has a curb weight of 1,260 kilograms. Wow. You need to go on a diet, mate. 1,045 kilos. I win that one. So we've done power, we've done curb weight. Now let's do some maths and work out the power to weight ratio. So by my calculations, this car has a power to weight ratio of 167 PS per tonne. I've done my maths too. 172 PS per tonne. I win that one. Okay, we know the power to weight ratio. That should help us with acceleration. So what's the 0 to 60 time? This thing is small, light and powerful. I can do 0 to 60 in 6.7 seconds. Sorry mate, that's not fast enough. Quoted 0 to 60 time, 6.5 seconds. So 0 to 60 is the achievable metric we all want, but imagine we didn't have any speed limits on the motorways. How fast are these two? This thing may not be built with aerodynamics and speed in mind, but it'll still do 140 miles an hour. Oh dear. You lose again. Quoted top speed, 147 miles an hour. That's another one for me. These are both manual cars. How many gears do they have? So I have a very nice 5-speed manual gearbox. Oh, come on, I'm on a winning streak here. 6 gears, not 5, 6. Another one to me. So we've talked about acceleration, we've talked about top speed. We need to talk about retardation now. So just what are the brakes like? Brakes? How good are the brakes? I've got Brembos on this. I've got Brembos too, and they've probably got similar braking performance. But I win because I've got cross-drilled discs all round. Oh yeah. Both of these cars are soft tops. Sadly, we're not blessed with the best weather today. The sun is hiding behind the clouds. But just how fast is the soft top mechanism? So this car has a retractable folding roof. It's still got firm sides and it's operated by a button here. So let's see how fast it comes down. So 3, 2, 1. Single button to start it. It will go back most of the way and then stop, and you have to push it again. Push it again to get it all the way back at the back. And that's it. 15.2 seconds. Now first thing, I think this is a little bit more of a traditional convertible, but let's see how quick it goes down. I'll time it. 3, 2, 1. All the way down, Windows all the way up. .3 seconds, baby. I win that one. But I will give you the fact that you could probably drop your roof when you're driving faster than I can. I think I can do this up to 20, 25 miles an hour. But I still win the speed to get the roof down. They're both small city cars with a big engine and great performance. But how practical are they? How big's the boot? Okay, I think I might be in a little bit of trouble here. It's not very big. Call that a boot? This is a boot. I can pretty much get in it. I win that one. Now, just looking at the scores so far, Ruby Roadster's in the lead. Let's see if the Abarth can start clawing a few back. What about passenger space? Passenger space? No problem. I've got one passenger. I'd just like to point out I'm sat in the back seats of this. Yep, I win. These cars look the part, but what do they sound like? What about the all-important exhaust noise? Now, when it comes to exhaust noise, this has just got the standard JCW exhaust, but it does pop and bang on overrun like a good 'un. Ha! Yours may pop and bang a little bit on overrun, but I've got a carbon fibre tipped to Krapovich exhaust system, and this thing just sounds unbelievable. I win hands down. I know this is a little bit objective, but which one of these two has the best external looks and presence? External looks and styling. Now, I might be a little bit biased, but I think this car looks awesome. I've always been a big fan. I know there will be Mini fans out there that never got the Roadster and coupe version of this, but what I really love about it is that angle here of the kind of A-pillar just makes it a far more speedy looking shape, and I think they look great. So you're going to have to bring your A game to beat me on this one, mate. Yeah, that Mini might look pretty cool, but for me, this little Abarth just does it on every level. I've always loved the 500 Abarth, just from a styling point of view, but I think this tie-up with Rivale and the way it's been done, I think the bodywork, the silver with the dark blue above, just looks brilliant. I love this spoiler that's kind of integrated with the canvas roof. I think that's really, really clever. And there's not an ugly panel on this car, but for me, I've come around this side because this is my favourite view. Without a Krapovich exhaust system and the kind of diffusers, this thing just looks brilliant. And the thing that tipped it for me was I bring some beautiful cars home, and often they're parked here when Mrs. Petrol gets home from work. When this was delivered last week, Mrs. Petrol got home from work and she walked in the door and went, "Wow, what's that parked outside? It looks wicked." So I win. So the outside's good. What about the interior? Which has the best looking interior? The interior styling of this car is on point. This particular model's got loads of carbon, beautiful carbon detailing around the steering wheel, carbon on the dash. The limited edition run they did with this 695 Rivale had a teak dash, which just looks absolutely amazing. Sadly, this isn't one of them. And I just think it's a really nicely laid out interior, very funky, very cool, little bit out there. Yeah, it's going to take some beating. Okay, I'll agree your interior styling is pretty good in that little 695, but I've always been a big fan of the Mini. I think the layout in here is functional, but a bit out there and a bit funky. I've always loved the big dish display in the middle. At least in this model of Mini, the speedo goes around the outside and I've got sat-nav in the middle. It's kind of a useful display. In the newer version of Mini, it kind of, for me, loses its meaning a little bit. And we both have ridiculous instruments. You have that turbo boost gauge on the top of the dashboard, but I can up you on that one. I have an openometer. Oh yeah, that gauge there tells me how long I've had my soft top down. I mean, how can you possibly live without that? But I am struggling to come up with a winner, so let's say we shake hands on a draw on the interior. These are both known for being pretty harsh ride-wise, but which has the best ride comfort? So, ride comfort in this car is, what should I say, pretty firm. These seats are very firm and the suspension is very firm. Purely set up to make this car go really fast around corners, but when you get a slightly bumpy B road, it's a pretty harsh ride, to be fair. What you doing? Hup, hup. Right, there you go. Sit down there a minute. So I've been interrupted by the petrol pooch. You just wanted to get in on the filming, didn't you, mate? But I've got to say, I thought the ride comfort in the Mini was a little bit harsh until I drove that 695. So I'm afraid I win that one. This is firm. That's just that little bit too firm. But what do you think, dude? Which is the most comfortable? See? She jumped in this one. Just down to the last couple of things now. What about the driving position of both of these cars? Now, driving position in this car, I'm a pretty tall chap. I've got my seat quite a long way back, but I can't have it as far back as I need it because I've got no reach adjustment in the steering wheel. So if I put the seat as far back as my legs need it, I'm a bit too stretched. Even now I'm a little bit too stretched. So yeah, for me, driving position in this car isn't the best. Sorry, mate. In that, I just cannot get into a comfortable driving position. The steering wheel is just too much of a reach and the seats are just that little bit too hard. These seats are really comfy. Even for a tall chap, I have plenty of leg room. I can get myself in a really nice, comfy driving position. This car wins hands down on driving position. And then finally, one of the bugbears of my Mini is, where's the window opening button? You got to beat me on this one. One of the things that drives me mad about this car is where you open the windows. The buttons are here. What's all that about? Aha, window winder. I might have you on this. Oh no. Mine are there too. Should we call this one a draw as well? So that brings us to the end of our little game of top trumps. I've added up the scores and by my reckoning, Ruby Roadster gets it by a score of 9 to 6. And I know, before you all jump in the comments section, I could have chosen a different list of things to compare that would have meant the Abarth came out on top. I'm sure of it. But I have to say, I love my Mini to pieces. I have done since the day I picked her up. She's a brilliant car in every respect. I think she looks great. She's a fantastic car to drive. But I've been really, really impressed with the little 695 Rivale this week. I think it looks stunning. And it's got many, many things that I love about it. It also has many things, or a number of things, that I would struggle to live with. And that's probably why it didn't come out on top during this little game of top trumps. But I have to say a huge thank you to Abarth UK for lending me the car for a week and giving me the opportunity to do this comparison. I've wanted to do this for quite some time, actually. I have to say a huge thanks to Abarthist Ped. My pleasure, mate. It's been a blast. And JCW Ped. My pleasure, mate. Glad to be of service, for helping me out during this film. And I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have done so, please give me a thumbs up. Comments below are always welcome, and if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to Petrol for plenty more content to come, and I'll see you on the next film, guys. But you take care. Drive safe.